A hero is someone who voluntarily walks into the unknown to pave the way for an idea to grow. They are ordinary people who make themselves extraordinary. A hero steps up when others back down. A hero is not one who never falls. He is, however, the one who gets up again and again. Never losing sight of his goal. The hero does not get the reward. The hero pays the price. Good evening, families, and welcome. Tonight, I have a significant yet difficult story to share about a man, George Petey. Who became a hero to his wife Emily and two sons, Jeff and Harvey. George earned the honor of hero by pursuing and attaining that ever-elusive American dream. Witness the unbearable price he and his family pay for success. So may I offer, with purpose and intent, that each and every family consider this documentary with honesty, depth, intelligence, and heart. And now, a winner's loss. It wasn't always this easy or this difficult. I am uncertain, left with questions, when for the longest time I thought, I got this. You see, growing up, my parents and teachers guided me to the ideology that the American dream was within reach to all. I thought, however, the American dream was the underdog's motto of rags to riches and not paycheck to paycheck. They told me, work hard, really hard, focus, and don't give up, even if it means great sacrifice on every level. Even if it means not knowing my family well enough, or worse, them not knowing me at all. Insensitive, selfish, narcissistic, perceptions that are only second to the look in their eyes that frame those thoughts. I've shown my love by securing wealth for my family and for generations to come. So why am I paying a price that I can't afford? It's true, I didn't just let things happen as they would. I made them happen as they wished. I took control. I am a success. I won the race. Yet as I glance around the finish line, there are no cheers, no pats on the back, no trophies, and no arms reaching out to embrace me, just opened hands to an ever-opened wallet. There is a haunting feeling that should they write the copy for my headstone, there will be no, "Here lies beloved father and husband." Nay, they would pick a phrase far better suited for the man they see. Cash is king. Their words and actions destroy me. So here I am. I've protected us from all life's problems that money can solve. And even with my success and their security, I am unshielded from that glaring question. Are they right? Am I, or have I become, that money monster who just didn't get it? I think not. You decide. We will take you into the mind of one man's pursuit, everyone's pursuit, of success and wealth. We will open your eyes to the true cost of family comfort and wealth. This is you. You get to work before anyone else. The struggles of driving your business forward begins before most of your employees even hit the snooze button for the first time. Every decision you make is based on the question of, will this make me money? Because it has to. Rent must be paid. Employees must be compensated. Taxes must be filed. All of this regardless of whether or not the money is there. You know you're labeled as cold for assessing everything in a business-first manner. Your employees create more problems than they solve, problems that ultimately fall on your shoulders. Then you get home. You hope she still loves you, but it is so hard to tell. Things are so different than when you were first married. She looked at you with love and not reproach. She welcomed you with a smile, a kiss, and warm conversation, eager to discuss the day. Now you're surprised if she welcomes you at all. She used to hang on every word you said, and now you feel like anything you say is the spark of her next blow-up. Every night is a battle just to make it to the next day. Then there are the kids. It breaks your heart the way they look at you. Don't they know that you want to be there? But the missed baseball games, birthday parties, and school plays are the price for their freedom from hardship. If only they could see what you've given up for them. I know who you are. I used to be you. I almost lost my family. I gave up everything for them. But losing them, that was the price I wouldn't pay. Give me your attention. Tonight, as advertised, you are going to be offered a chance to find your misplaced passionate love that was ever present when you were first married. No pills or elixirs, no therapy sessions twice a week for forever. By the end of this documentary, I will lay your lost love for each other at your feet. Although barely recognizable from being deflated, we will breathe the passion and love right back to where it has always belonged, never to be lost again, till the end of time. My name is George Petey, and exactly what happened to you happened to me as well. The thing is, I figured out why we lost the love we once knew, and why our family lived together as strangers. We belong to a very special group of people I call the elite minority, 10 million and growing by 1,700 each and every day. We are the people who have achieved comfort and wealth for ourselves and our families. The common thread that binds us together is that we are self-made people. To know yourself is to know me, and that means my words are credible. I saw my wife Emily and my 2 kids, Jeff and Harvey, all struggling to pretend a relationship with me. At one point, we all crossed lines that put us on a collision course with divorce and separation. And there wasn't much I could do. Or was there? It was as I was going through my wedding album when pictures of Em flooded into my heart. As I stood to replace those memories back on the shelf, the mirror's impression of me caught my eye. I stopped, turned, and stared, still clutching the beginning of us in my hand. I came face to face with time. It didn't take but a second for me to epiphanize that moment which launched me into action. People like us don't wait to get a job done. I realized that time isn't measured to the extent by which it passes. Rather, it is measured to the extent by which it is used. The next day, I assembled a team to liquidate half of my holdings immediately. Then I gave my vice president, who has always performed as a president anyway, that title, and partially resigned, still allowing me to protect my family's wealth. Then I went to work, but this time on finding our lost love and passion. I decided to approach this challenge the way I would any problem. Do the research, then solve the problem. Here is what my research found. 72% of entrepreneurs are directly or indirectly affected by mental health conditions. By comparison, only about 32% of all adults in the United States report being diagnosed with one or more mental illnesses. Depression was the #1 reported condition among them. Indeed, the well-known statistical divorce rate of 50% for married couples is staggering. Undoubtedly, entrepreneur couples are in an extremely high-risk category. According to Meg Cadeau-Hirschberg's article, the most common reasons cited for divorce among entrepreneur couples are neglect, financial strain, lack of communication, divergent goals. I then gathered my family together to perform an exorcismic-style process of dealing with who we've become to ourselves and to each other. By the end of the first hour, the demons were gone. I must say I felt more alive with emotions that very night than I have in 10 years, I promise. The symptoms and diagnosis clear, George set about creating a system, a treatment to cure this voracious disease. After careful consideration and planning, he came up with the following. Step 1. The cleansing. George asked M to write down on small bits of paper all the things George had done to cause mistrust between them. Among those listed were his lies, denials, misleadings, bull listening, omissions of guilt, as well as his control freak tendencies, just to name a few. Then George proceeded to do the same and listed what he felt had brought about the rift on his own little slivers of paper, knowing she was just a victim of success. They then read their lists aloud to each other for the last time, then threw them into the bowl and flush. George said, "All of our past causes and effects are now gone. Yesterday's headlines, a clean slate." Step 2. The mending. George knew that her life experiences and interactions had left her with different and confusing feelings, so he asked her to make one more list, a list of what she needed and wanted from her husband. George did the same, but he only wanted one thing. He needed to make Emily fall back in love with him and regain the trust they had lost. He wanted to earn it. They continued to write and exchange their lists daily, as you will do. Step 3. The promise. For this next step in George's treatment, we invite you to have the kids leave the room. Turn down the lights, for what I'm about to ask you might be too difficult with the lights on. Sitting side by side, I want you to lean into one another, closer and closer. And when you feel the breath of the other on your lips, I don't just want you to kiss. I want you to time travel back to the fire, back to passion, back to when that kiss was your life's breath. Make that kiss the standard for all others to follow. Okay, the kids can come back into the room now. Be sure to tell them how you just sealed it with a kiss, and be sure to tell them what kind of kiss it was. Step 4. Bonding. And now for the most important step. So much emotional damage has been done over the years that preconceived notions often create self-fulfilling prophecies of failure. She stopped asking you to take her out because she could see the rejection coming a mile away. So rather than set herself up for disappointment, she now makes plans with others who have more time to give. a very lonely rut to be stuck in. That's why the family must choose something new in which to reconnect, without the assumptions and misconceptions of the past. A real fresh start. To this extent, we have selected a few options as possible activities to bond over. Option A: flight training, aviation lessons. Learning something new together creates countless opportunities to reconnect, as you are all equals and are all free to learn and grow together and bond over shared frustrations and challenges. Once the technical training is done, a family plane would be your next investment. You can then take turns throughout the year choosing different locations and points of interest to visit together, to explore together, and to just be together. We have allied ourselves with a local flight school who, inspired by George's story, have created special packages and pricing for those of you watching who wish to use this as your bonding catalyst. Option B: scuba lessons, dive training. This training is an excellent opportunity to bond and share new experiences together. Much like the flight training, once completed, you can take turns choosing different exotic locations all across the globe in which to travel and explore together. If you wish to explore this option, we have also allied with a dive school, and they too have designed several packages and specials for families seeking to reconnect. Option C: create your own TV show. We partnered with Fox 45 to create a brand new television platform called Real to Reality, catered to the special needs of businessmen and women. Zadco Media created this half-hour reality show format so that you can share your story, be it a personal drama, social movement, or promotional piece for your business. Creating a show together requires teamwork, an excellent practice in bonding. Whether you choose to do an emotional telling of your life, help others, or use it as an opportunity to promote your business, thereby soliciting more sales, which means more money to spend doing things together. Plus, there is always the recognition and support that comes from being on television. And how could the family not love hearing folks say, "Hey, didn't I see you on that show?" Of course, these are just suggestions for tools to help rebuild some of the trust and confidence lost over the years. While these are not the only options, it is imperative that whatever you decide to do as a family must become a habit, a staple in your regular lives, something you can't cancel, reschedule, or avoid. Only then can you take control and prevent repeating failures of the past. To take advantage of the flight school, dive school, or Real to Reality, simply log on and type www.realtoreality.com in your browser. Then click on the Request Info box after completing a brief questionnaire that doesn't require any personal information. So confident are we in the success of George's system that we invite those of you who rise to the challenge this night, who refuse to quit, who refuse to give up on years and years of commitment. Those of you who take George's challenge and succeed in rekindling the dying embers of your love, to join us early next year on live TV as we gather victors like George together in a grand and luxurious mass vow renewal ceremony. Nothing says "I did and I do" better than doing it in front of millions of TV viewers. It's not too late. This is your chance to prove to both yourselves and your families that you refuse to be victims and instead become victors as you reclaim your lives and love for one another. The PD family chose to do a show together. It was after seeing a documentary about some of the horrors of foster care and child protective services that the kids insisted they do something to help. This was the beginning of the Greenhouse Effect USA for Kids, as well as a new beginning for the family. The Greenhouse Kids will premiere in 2017 on Fox 45, and the PD family would love for you to take a look at their greenhouse project. On behalf of George, Petey, and family, thank you, Real to Reality, for lighting the way back to each other again.